So Sophie, first off, welcome to Boone. What have you liked so far about App State?
I think the biggest thing is just getting away from home and getting to experience something different. Everyone here is super awesome, and I've loved getting to know the coaching staff, the girls. It's just been a great experience overall. I love the scenery. I love everything about it.
And what have you liked so far about Coach Witt and her staff?
I think just her positivity. Every single day at practice we go through, and at the end she has something positive to say. She's a light for everyone on the team. Getting to know the other coaching staff, I spend a lot of time with Coach Alex, obviously, because he works with the pitchers a lot, and he's just so fun, and again, he always has something positive to say. And the thing that really stood out to me is that he wants us all to stay true to ourselves when we pitch, and I think that's been the biggest thing.
Now, as one of 3 transfers to the mountain this year, how do you think you and the other 2 newcomers have meshed with the team, with the returning players on the squad?
I think just being on the field has helped a lot. Obviously, we're all new, but we've done it, and we've had 2 years because we're all juniors playing collegiate softball. So just like being a leader on the field and just, being a positive influence for the people on our team, and they're doing the same thing for us, and it's just allowed us both to just really click, and it's going good so far.
Now, you got your first taste of playing softball at App State this fall, at a pretty competitive schedule with games at Charlotte and Duke. What was that like, first off? I'll ask that.
Yeah, so it went super well. Obviously, it was a little different than what I was used to, just the competition-wise. But, you just have to stay calm. At the end of the day, it is still a game. It's softball, and it's something that we've been doing since we were young. We love it, and when you love it, your talents come out and they really shine. So you just have to go into it with a positive mindset and not really worry about who's on the other side of the scoreboard.
And then how do you think that experience this fall helped you prepare for this season?
I think just playing really good competition, and obviously Duke went to the World Series last year, so they're a super experienced team. A lot of them came back, and we went into it just having a positive mindset and, knowing at the end of the day, do what we do and we'll be okay.
Now, obviously this will be your first season at Division I, but you had a very solid career at Division III and with a lot of gaudy numbers. So how do you think that your pitching style can translate to getting hitters out at this level?
I think just continuing to do what I was doing at the other level will stay consistent here as well. We made some small adjustments and stuff, but really I haven't changed any big things with my pitching, just staying confident and staying calm, not getting fast when you're in the circle, and I think that will translate over and help me for this division as well.
What kind of expectations do you have for the pitching staff as a whole this season?
I think, we'll all have our different roles and we all have our different strengths, which will be a super good thing because, what I'm good at, everyone else kind of differs from that and has their own thing. So I think we'll complement each other very well, and, different games, some people might do some things super well, other things super well, and it'll just be really good.
So, taking the field for the first time here in 9 days now, will there be any emotions when you put that uniform on for the first time?
I think the biggest emotion will just be excitement. I honestly don't get too nervous, which is a good thing. I get that from my dad. But I'm just super excited and ready to get going with the girls. We've worked really hard all fall, and it's time for our hard work to pay off.
And it's a tough non-conference schedule, starting at Auburn, then moving to South Carolina, and then Georgia. And then a tough league schedule to follow. First, do you have any games that you're most excited about to compete in?
I think our first weekend is going to be the most exciting, obviously, with playing some really good competition, and it's our first game, obviously. After that, I'm really excited to play Georgia. I've watched them ever since I was little, so it's kind of really cool to get the chance to play them.
And the new field, the new facility, be the first year that we'll break out that field. When we play our first contest at home on March 21st, what do you think your reaction is going to be?
I think just pure excitement. Obviously, this is something I've dreamt of my whole life. I've always wanted the opportunity to play D1 softball, and now I'm getting it on a new field with the best coaching staff, and I just can't wait. I'm super excited and super blessed.
One last question. Why do you think fans should be excited about App State softball this season?
I think fans should be excited because this year is a little different than it ever has been. There's a lot of new things, a lot of excitement around those new things, and we're ready to put App on the map.
All right, Grace. So your second season at App State now. How do you feel heading into it?
I'm super excited for this season. I love this group of girls, and I can't wait to hit the field with them and see all that we do this year.
It's a new year, new coach for you. What have you enjoyed about Coach Whit and her staff so far this year?
Not only are these coaches extremely knowledgeable about softball and hitting, and they've taught me so much, but they're also very personable, and I know they're always there for me when I need them, and I really appreciate that about them.
So, as part of the returning players, how do you feel that your experience last year and then heading into this year will help guide some of the freshmen and some of the newcomers to the mountain?
Being a mentor for specifically the people younger than me is super important to me because of last year, how the older girls treated me. That was a huge part in my success, and they played a big role in keeping me confident and just being there for me all the time. So I can't wait to do that for the younger girls this year.
So you and the team played a pretty competitive fall schedule this past fall. How do you think that experience in those games played help you prepare for this upcoming season now?
I think that it helped us prepare a lot, specifically facing better pitching. You know, you can't replicate that in practice all the time. So seeing those better pitchers and getting those at-bats off of those girls are really going to be beneficial for this spring and helping us moving forward.
And what can we expect out of the App State hitters this upcoming season? What do you think about that?
I'm really excited for this season because of our hitting, and I think that this year we're going to be a lot more disciplined in the box, and also I can't wait to see how we just go off of each other back to back. I think that we've been really good at creating momentum this year, and I can't wait to see that in action February 7th.
And you yourself are coming off a pretty solid rookie season. What can we expect out of you for this upcoming season?
My goals for this season are just to stay confident and be there for my teammates. My goal has always been to play for my team, not for myself, and that's what I'm going to continue to try to do, and I hope that it goes well.
So how excited are you to take the field on February 7th in Auburn?
I'm so excited. There's something amazing about going out there and seeing all the hard work that we've put in this offseason pay off, and I can't wait to see it unfold.
And as we talked about with Sophie, it's a tough non-conference schedule with trips to Auburn to play Auburn and then South Carolina and Georgia. Do you have any games that you're most excited about for this season?
Yes, I am very excited to play at UGA. It's close to my hometown, and I am a Georgia football fan, so that'll be a super fun experience. And I mean, playing at those bigger stadiums and against those better teams is an experience of a lifetime, and I'm grateful for the opportunity.
And how do you think that tough non-conference schedule is going to help you prepare the team for Sunbelt play?
I think if you compete with the best, you can compete with anybody. And so I can't wait to see what we can do against those better teams. And then going into conference, we'll be more prepared and ready to get at it.
And the new field, new facility, there's just a lot of news surrounding the program this year. When we take the field for the first time on March 21st at home, what do you think your reaction is going to be to that?
It's going to be amazing. I can't wait. We've been waiting on this day for a long time now. And I mean, when you're given something so amazing, you got to make the most of it. And I can't wait to show out for our fans and our families and our coaches and all of App State.
So, been about 8 months since you got here. How are you feeling right now? And then how excited are you for your first season at App State?
I'm super excited. This team's been working hard from day one, and it's been quite a journey from the fall till now. And I'm just super excited to get out and for them to showcase their hard work they've put in up until this point.
And we've battled hurricanes and snowstorms, but so there's been quite a lot of turmoil here in the preseason at the very least. What have you seen from your team through it all that you're really proud of?
I mean, they're resilient, and I think we've seen that across the whole athletic department and across our whole community, which is seeing everybody come together and show up for one another. I see that with our team too. With the snowstorm a couple weeks ago, just continuing to show up for 7 a.m. workouts and just find a way. I'm excited for that mentality and that mindset to just apply to our whole game of softball here in a few months.
In the fall, you played a pretty competitive fall schedule against teams like Charlotte and Duke. What did you like about the way that your team competed in those games?
I think we were in every game, and that was the most exciting part, is to see our team be able to be in a position to score some runs and possibly win. And you take away a couple of big innings, and we're right in both those games. So it was exciting to see our ability to work as a team and stay in ball games.
Now that we've had about a month of practice in the new year under our belt, how excited are you to take the field on February 7th?
I can't wait. You get to that point, especially where we're at right now, where you've been indoors, you're scrimmaging off your own pitchers, you're hitting off the same pitchers are throwing the same hitters. So I'm excited for us to put our product together and compete against somebody else.
For you personally, that first game against Southern Illinois is going to be game number 1 as a head coach at the collegiate level. What kind of emotion do you think you're going to experience during that game?
Just excitement. I mean, it's more about the team and just us coming together and playing great softball. And so I'm just excited to have the opportunity to lead these young women and just play some good App State softball.
Now, digging into the schedule a little bit, you built a tough non-conference schedule against teams like Georgia, who's ranked in the top 15, and South Carolina and Auburn, SEC programs, ACC programs, whatever you want to call it. What's the strategy behind that, first of all?
Iron sharpens iron. We talk about it all the time, and we want to play the best, and we want to compete against the best, and we want to evaluate where we are and judge ourselves off really great, high-level competitive softball. Because at the end of the day, we want to be playing championship softball at the end of the season, and so we want to evaluate where we're at against the best talent.
Are there any games that you have circled on the calendar that are of utmost importance, or are we just going to focus on one game at a time?
One game at a time. I'm excited for them all. I'm just excited for our team to have the opportunity to play at some really nice stadiums against some really competitive teams.
Now, the Sun Belt Conference is always a tough league. They typically get 3 NCAA tournament teams. How do you think that this non-conference schedule is going to help your team prepare for that?
I think we're going to be in a really good position to be competitive in the Sun Belt this year, and I think playing that competitive schedule and learning and growing along the way and continuing to grow and develop and get better amongst those first 5 weeks is going to be really huge for us to be a better team. We're going to be a different team at the end of February, early March than we are at the beginning, and so I'm excited to have the opportunity to play these really great teams and continue to grow and get better from the experiences.
Digging into the roster now, it's a young squad, 13 underclassmen that might not have a lot of experience, but what are your kind of expectations for this team despite its age?
I want them to go out and have fun and compete. I mean, they've been doing it all year, and we have Coach Alex who throws really competitive BP. We've been facing our pitchers. Like I said, we're going to face really strong pitchers here in preseason. So I just want them to take advantage of opportunities, enjoy the opportunity to compete, and have fun doing it.
What do you think the team's MO is going to be? What's this team's calling card?
We're going to be tough. We're going to have to be tough. We're going to have to grow, and we're going to have to be gritty. And we're going to have to find different ways. It's not going to be the same person every time, and it won't be the same person all season. I think that's the beauty of a team. It's the beauty of offense. It's the beauty of a pitching unit, and that's the beauty of defense. We got to work together, and it's going to be different people throughout the season. And I think that's the fun part of it all.
Brand new stadium, brand new facilities, just a lot of new surrounding this program this season and entering into 2025. Why should App State fans be so excited about seeing this team compete in 2025?
It's a great group of young women. I mean, they come together, they play together, they have fun together. It's a new stadium, a competitive conference. It's just going to be an electric environment to come out and support our young women and just watch the product on the field. They have fun, they communicate, they play aggressively. So we're excited to show our community, and they've given us so much, so we just want to be able to give back to them and show them a great product.
So when we play our first home series on March 21st at the newly constructed home, what do you think that your reaction will be, and what do you think your team's reaction is going to be?
I don't want us to get too, what's the word I want to say? I want us to keep the main thing, but I also want us to embrace being on the new field. Alumni are coming up for the weekend. We're going to have our supporters there, our families there. Like, we want to embrace the home field advantage and being at the new stadium, but we also want to keep the game and play great App State softball.